So, blue fragrances, everyone's favorite. I mean, let's be real, it's everyone's favorite topic, blue fragrances. No, really though, it's one of those things that I feel like I do need to cover on the channel because while a good amount of people are sick of it, they're over the trend, there are a lot of people who are maybe just starting out where these blue fragrances can really help them out and they can kickstart them. Now, I'm not saying that you need to build up an entire collection of blue fragrances, but if you have one or two to kind of kickstart this passion, and you can go ahead and explore so many other areas of the fragrance community, I count that as a win. So today we have 10 essential blue fragrances that every guy should know about. And I do want to clarify one thing up front. By essential blue fragrances, I don't mean that you need to own all 10 of these, okay? Definitely not. And I'll tell you right now, if you're someone just starting out and you want to build a collection, maybe you want to have 10 or 15 fragrances, do not buy all 10 of these. Don't do it. I mean, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but my recommendation, my strong recommendation, is that you pick out a couple of these that catch your eye. I'll go through all of them here and try to lay them out for you easily. And just get a couple, right? And from there, if you still want to get some more, diversify. Go over to some sweeter fragrances, go over to some different types. But by essential, I do mean that you do need to at least know about all of these so you can make an informed decision when going to purchase these. So now that we got that covered, and also links down below to these as well, so you can pick them up at a price below retail. Now that we got those two things covered, let's get into it. So first essential blue fragrance that you need to at least know about, one that you should consider if you're in the market for one, is Polo Deep Blue Parfum. Now I'm pretty much just spitballing here. These are not in any particular order. I just started grabbing off the shelves and this is what we ended up with in terms of order. But these were all strategic in that I did pick these out over some other ones as well. C notes, mango, ambroxan, cypress are some of the main notes here in Deep Blue Parfum. At first, I was just kind of, I don't know, I was indifferent on it when it first came out and I tried it. I like it a lot more now because it has a little bit more of a different approach, being that it has that deep blue DNA, or that polo blue DNA. It's got a little bit of a bite to it, not a spiciness, but kind of this textured feeling to it. And you'll know what I'm talking about when you smell it. And one of the other things that I really like about this one is the mango note. It just changes it up, makes it unique. Polo uses that note often, it seems like. In Polo Double Black, they use mango as well. And that's a coffee fragrance, right? So we're talking different things here. So they like to utilize that. But I really do like this one a lot. And the main note here being ambroxan, bright, fuzzy, sparkling, blue fragrance smell. It's in the name, it's on the bottle, right? It's in the note breakdown. It is a parfum. It's a strong performer. It's a rich fragrance. It has a lot of depth to it. And I think it is a really nice blue fragrance choice. This one here will be a little bit more classy than some of these other ones. That leads me to my next one, Versace Dylan Blue. Of course, you know this one had to show up somewhere, right? This one has bergamot, it's got ambroxan, watery notes, and incense. So the difference between something like Dylan Blue and Polo Deep Blue Parfum is that Dylan Blue has a sweetness to it and a smokiness, more so than Polo Deep Blue. Okay, and that's going to be coming from the incense. There's a bit of patchouli in here as well. So think of Dylan Blue as more of a nighttime blue fragrance. I mean, you can wear it in the day, of course, but scent profile-wise, that smokiness has a little bit of a mature aspect to it as well, kind of a mysterious aspect also. To me, it lends this one to being more of an evening out fragrance. A date, a special occasion, maybe a semi-formal situation in the evening. I would go for something like Dylan Blue if I was after something that was going to be ultra mass pleasing. What I like about Dylan Blue in particular is that it's one of the more affordable ones here out of this entire video. You're looking at $40 to $45 range, maybe pushing $50, but very rare for that. And performance is also incredible, very strong. I mean, 8, 10 plus hours longevity at a minimum, and strong, heavy projection as well. For the price point, this is one of the better ones out there. And we're just gonna knock all these out in a row, all the big obvious ones here. Not that these are any under the radar. Really, all of these here are going to be pretty obvious, but we have Sauvage Eau de Toilette. You know, it's crucial that you at least know about this one. And most people will. Basically, everybody knows that Sauvage exists. You've heard of it somewhere. Most people have smelled this, even if they don't know for sure that they have. They probably have. They just didn't know what it was. But it's got bergamot, ambroxan, black pepper, lavender. You know, it's Sauvage. I'm not going to go any further explaining the scent. Countless videos and articles on that, let's be real. But you should know about this one. It's another huge performer, even the Eau de Toilette. Very youthful, synthetic, in not a bad way, but it is. And also very popular. Now, some will like this, some will want to choose something different, maybe something that flies a bit more under the radar. And I can't say I blame you, but you should still know about it. And kind of following that same trend, we have Bleu de Chanel Eau de Parfum. This is the pioneer. This is the GOAT. This is what kicked off this whole trend. If you hate blue fragrances with a passion, you should blame this one, and you better hate this one too. But to be fair, Bleu de Chanel is on a completely different level. It's on a level of its own in terms of class and sex appeal and this masculine kind of, I don't know, mood that it gives off. It's just so classy and so refined and so expensive smelling. Now, the fragrance itself is pricey. You really can't pick this one up discounted all that often. So you're basically stuck with paying full retail. But to me, it's worth it. I love Bleu de Chanel. This is probably one of the fragrances that I would keep if I were to liquidate my entire collection. Seriously. I'm talking out of everything that I have, I would keep Bleu de Chanel. To me, that is saying something. It's got grapefruit, it's got incense, has amber, of course. Oh, I mean, it's just so nice. There's mild woods in here, masculine, sexy. Performance is not on the level of some of these other ones. It's more moderate, kind of traditional performance, which, you know, is kind of a little bit of a con given the price point. But to me, the scent makes up for it. I love how I feel when I wear this one, and of course, you should definitely know about it, and most of you do already. Let's go to another affordable one up next. We have Bulgari Aqua Atlantique. So we've got sea notes. I believe there's a seaweed accord in here, ambroxan, bergamot, you know, all of that good stuff. Going to see some trends, some repetitivity in here, repetitiveness. Just things are going to be repeating, basically, is what I'm trying to say. And this is going to be a much more aquatic take on this DNA. So it has that Bulgari Aqua, you know, scent in here, but with a heavy dose of ambroxan. This is one of my favorites. This is another one that I would keep with me if I had to get rid of everything. It really would be, because it's about $40 online as well on discounters for 100 milliliters. It's very playful, very summery, very fun, and to me, it's just a perfect vacation scent. It puts me in the best possible mood when I smell this one, and I like to try to save it for summertime. I try not to smell it too much throughout the off-season, throughout winter, just because, I don't know, that feeling that I get when I spray this one on for the first time when the sun is out and it's warm is amazing. Love everything about Aqua Atlantique, and again, one of the more affordable ones, also one of the stronger ones. For me, on my skin, 12 plus hours at a minimum for longevity, that is amazing. And that's almost unheard of for an aquatic. So from one to another, we have YSL Y, Eau de Parfum. Man, we're just getting some big, big bangers in here. This one has amberwood, apple, sage, lavender, another one of my favorites. I love this type of DNA. Can you tell? I'm having fun here. This is amazing stuff. Now, for me, I would also choose the Parfum, the newest edition here. It's more expensive. I would say if you're just getting started, you're looking for a blue fragrance, you happen to sample this one and you like it, just go for this one. You would like the Parfum as well, but you can also save money by going with this one, given that it is at discounters as well. And it's still a mega performer. So that's just kind of my advice on that if you're starting out. Now, later on down the road, if you develop a very strong passion for this line, then the Parfum would make sense to get, right? You have the complete collection, or at least, you know, the real good ones. And it's something you can wear as well. But I love this stuff. Very apple forward. It's got a sweetness from the apple. Amberwood comes through strong. A little bit of an herbaceousness in here as well. Very aromatic also. Another super strong one. That's a huge compliment polar, just like all of these, and I love it, and you should know about it. So this will probably be the most hidden gem out of everything going on in here. and that's pretty rare for the blue fragrance category, but it kind of is. This one is Perry Ellis Aqua Extreme. So not only is it a hidden gem, but it's also kind of a cheapie. I don't remember what I paid for this one, 25, 30 bucks. Maybe that's even a bit too much, or at least maybe higher than what I paid. I can't remember, but somewhere around in there. Perry Ellis generally is very affordable, and this smells amazing. So we have lavender, geranium, juniper, tobacco. So note breakdown is going to sound a lot different compared to everything else. There's also a good amount of ambroxan, amberwood, something along those lines in here. Even though on Fragrantica it's not listed, you smell this one and you pick up on it. Now the juniper gives it a little bit of a different twist along with the tobacco. Now the tobacco is more of a tobacco leaf, so it's not super smoky and strong and sweet. It's kind of just a, I don't know, a lighter take on that note, which gives it some dimension overall. So it is a little bit of a different approach at a blue fragrance as well, which is why I like it and why I wanted to include it in here, because this also has everything. It's got good performance, great price. It's unique in the blue fragrance sector. And I don't know, even the quality for the price is amazing. I think this is severely underrated. Had a couple people say also that they tried this one, and it was like their little hidden gem. They bought backup bottles, they loved it, and so it works very well out there in the real world, and I encourage you to give this one a shot. You know, this one's so affordable that you can just throw it in and give it a shot, and chances are you're basically almost guaranteed to love it, especially as a beginner. So let's go with another Yves Saint Laurent fragrance. This one is from the L'Homme line. It is L'Homme Les Parfums. Amberwood, geranium, ozonic notes, and cedarwood are some of the main notes. Another one that I'm a big fan of. It's easy to overlook. It's easy to maybe not get along with because it fits into this category, and this came out a bit later on, so there's already all these other ones, and I don't know, it just wasn't timed the best. I wish they would have came out with this one sooner because I think it would have had a better chance of really doing well like some of these here. But for me, I like it a lot. You know, it's L'Homme, the original, mixed with this modern blue fragrance smell. And for me, I'm a huge fan of L'Homme. It's a sentimental fragrance for me. It's very nostalgic for me, the original L'Homme. And so I pick up on nuances and bits and pieces of it here in this one. But with that blue fragrance modernized twist that I also do really like, it's like combining the best of both worlds. And I think it smells amazing. Performance on this one is good. It's not great. It's not the best. A lot of these other ones in here do perform better. But I still really like this one. I like to feature it because it does still bring something a bit different to the table. You just need to give it some time, and you got to make sure you test it fully. So this is going to be the second to last fragrance. It is a niche one. So if you have a bit more of a budget, you want something more luxurious, both in its smell, but also even just in the whole presentation, the packaging, that sort of thing. You got some money to throw around. I wanted to go ahead and feature this one in here. It's Roja Elysium. It's one of my personal favorites. This is one where you can go back, way back on my channel, and you'll see I've been talking about it and loving on it since the very beginning. You know, for me, it has nothing to do with the hype. It has everything to do with the fact that I love how it smells. I love how I feel when I wear it. And I think just for what this one has to offer, it's incredible. And it doesn't smell like anything else in this video either. It's one of a kind. It's really on its own, but it still does fit into this general category to some extent. Very versatile, very wearable, great mass pleaser, you know, bright, summery, all of that stuff. I mean, we've got lemon, grapefruit, blackcurrant, ambergris, apple, bergamot. The list goes on. Ton of notes in this one, but those ones there are really what you need to know about. Citrusy, fruity, nice kind of bright, semi-sweet, sparkling ambergris in here. It's Elysium. I adore this fragrance. Absolutely love it. Not afraid to say it. And you should at least know about this one. If you're in the market for something a bit more expensive and you still want mass appeal, compliments, versatility, wearability, summertime scent, please look into this one. And last up for this video, we've got Armani Code Colonia. Tonka, Amberwood, Orange, and Clary Sage are some of the main notes. This is kind of similar to L'Homme Les Parfums in the sense that they both kind of got swept under the rug pretty quickly when they first came out. And for me, I kind of came back and I was like, wait a minute here, you know, this one got shunned, but I actually really like it. And when you smell this one, you can smell Armani Code. So it really is a true flanker in my opinion. So you get that Armani Code DNA, but with a good dose of amberwood, nice creamy orange up top, clary sage giving it some aromatic kind of tendencies in here. Very, very fresh, very wearable, very clean. You know, it's a little bit playful, but I mean, you get that tonka bean, that powderiness in this one right off the bat. But once it starts to dry down, you pick up on the more blue fragrance nuances to some extent. And it works very well, at least for me. Big compliment puller, decent performer for what it is. And while it's easy to hate on, I encourage you to actually give it a chance because it is really good. So that's going to do it for me. 10 essential blue fragrances for the everyday guy. You should at least know about these. And again, I'm going to reiterate, not saying that you guys need to own all of these, right? I own all of them, obviously, but for obvious reasons as well. I need them to talk about them to you guys. But for the average guy, for the average collector, or, you know, whether you want to consider yourself a collector or not, if you just want to have a small collection of fragrances, you definitely do not need to own all of these. Go through, do your research, watch my previous videos on these because I've done videos on basically all of these, and make the decision for yourself. You could be good with picking up 1 or 2 of these, you know, and you would be set up very well. Links down below if you do want to purchase. That's going to do it for me. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you tomorrow with another one. Take care.